They say astronauts get used to seeing the impossible. But during the Gemini missions in 1965, something stopped them cold. Staring back at them from the Sahara Desert was an eye, a perfect 30-mile-wide bullseye carved into the earth. NASA called it the Richat Structure. The world calls it the Eye of the Sahara, but some believe it is something legendary. When Gemini 4 flew over northwest Africa, they saw a gigantic spiral, circular rings, wide, smooth, flawless, etched across the sand. This isn't a crater, it isn't a volcano, and honestly, a circle this perfect shouldn't exist naturally. Here is where the mystery begins. 2,300 years ago, Plato wrote about a lost civilization, a city built in rings, alternating circles of land and water. He called it Atlantis. Plato described the capital vividly: 3 rings of water, 2 rings of land, a central island, all aligned like a target. Now look at the Eye of the Sahara. Massive concentric circles, a raised central island. The measurements match Plato's description almost perfectly. For decades, this was dismissed as a coincidence, until we look closer. The eye sits in Mauritania. Today, it's a wasteland. But thousands of years ago, the Sahara was green and lush. Rivers flowed here. Sediment analysis proves that water once filled these rings. Plato also said Atlantis was open to the sea on one side, with mountains to the north. The Eye of the Sahara has mountains to the north and opens to the west, facing the Atlantic Ocean. Then, there are the artifacts, stone tools, arrowheads, and evidence of human settlement tracing back thousands of years. Something drew people to this massive anomaly. Mainstream scientists have an explanation, of course. They say it's a geological dome, a bubble of rock pushed up by volcanic forces, then eroded by wind and water over millions of years into these ring shapes. A natural accident. Officially, it's not Atlantis. Officially, Plato made the story up. But if it's just a rock formation, why does it match the legend so well? Why are there salt deposits exactly where the sea channels would have been? And why does it sit on a massive fault line, suggesting a cataclysmic past? Plato said Atlantis was destroyed by floods and earthquakes in a single day. Geologists confirm this region suffered massive flooding in ancient times. Maybe the ocean didn't swallow the city. Maybe Africa reshaped itself, burying the ruins under shifting sands. NASA astronauts still describe the eye as haunting. From space, it feels like the planet is looking back. Let's imagine for a moment. Not a sci-fi city with flying cars, but a sophisticated Bronze Age civilization, built in the most perfect shape they could imagine. A city of rings. After thousands of years of erosion, what would remain? Not buildings, just the foundation. The bones of the structure, carved into the earth like a scar. That is exactly what the eye is. A shape too perfect to ignore. Maybe it isn't Atlantis. Or maybe we found the right place at the wrong time. A city erased so completely that only its ghost survived. The truth is buried under the sand. But one thing is certain. Something extraordinary happened here, and the eye is still watching. So what do you think? Is this a geological coincidence or the ruins of a lost empire? Let us know in the comments. Subscribe to Project Antiquity for more mysteries. Until next time.